big chunky shoe. Stay for this review because it's heavy, yes, but it's also really interesting. Hey everyone, and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex. In today's video we have the review of the PUMA MagMax, this very big, heavy, chunky, maximalist shoe from PUMA. And that may not sound super positive, but it actually is. There's some good surprises in it. If you want to buy this shoe, you can use code META, M-E-T-A, on topforrunning.com. That, as always, helps us, so thank you very much for using that code on topforrunning.com. Let's start with the specs, and the weight of this shoe is 290 grams for a size US 9. My size US 11.5, because yes, I went half up by mistake, weighs 338 grams, which is really a lot of weight. It's a heavy shoe for sure. My true to size US 11 would have probably been around 325, 328. Nevertheless, this shoe is not as heavy as the number might suggest. Yes, you can feel the weight when picking up the pace, but the weight is not an issue per se with this shoe. Looking at the stack height, we have 46 millimeters of stack height in the heel, 38 in the forefoot for that 8 millimeters drop. 46 in the heel is illegal, and that's the highest stack height at the moment in the PUMA range. It's interesting because they're definitely also filling a gap in their rotation, in their lineup, shall I say, with this shoe. It's an interesting gap to fill for sure. Price point, this shoe retails for 190 euros, $180. It's on par with the likes of, the Invincible. The Nimbus, the More, the Bondi are in that ballpark as well, slightly lower for some of them, slightly higher for the others, but it's definitely up there with the competitors in that space. Looking at the upper, we have a rather traditional upper, a stretchy tongue, which is actually very pleasant. And remember, it comes from someone who doesn't really like stretchy tongues. It's a semi-gusseted tongue, meaning that you have that gusset, which is also quite stretchy, wrapping your midfoot in a very nice fashion. It runs actually interestingly true to size, keeping in mind that I have gone half up. So you might want to consider trying your true to size and maybe going half up as well. It's not running too long compared to many other PUMA shoes. It's not running narrow compared to other PUMA shoes. It's a more relaxed, traditional fit. I don't find it being too big, too long, which is also quite interesting. The heel is, as you can see, the heel counter is slightly pliable, but quite stout at the bottom of it. It's very nicely padded. You have that nice addition here that says bouncy AF. Is the shoe bouncy? Stay for it here in a second when we will describe the ride of the shoe. Some details, there's an extra eyelet, the insole is removable, and that's pretty much it. You have some power tape running on the upper that helps to bring a bit of structure and a bit of stability also for the foot inside that upper. I like the upper, there's nothing too fancy about it, but it's a reliable, actually quite comfortable upper. It definitely passes the test. The midsole, and that's where obviously everything is so interesting, Nitro foam, not Nitro Elite, just regular Nitro foam, if that makes sense. So nitrogen infused TPE, 46 millimeters of it in the heel, 38 in the forefoot. That's a lot of foam. That's a huge slab of Nitro foam. No stiffening elements in this shoe. It is bouncy AF. Yes, this little sign is actually true. It is bouncy AF, and it is also cushioned AF, and lots of AF can go into this shoe, I think. I really enjoyed the amount of cushion without having any excessive lack of stability, meaning that, for some shoes that are really high, you can feel that your ankle is twisting a lot because of that height that you have and that position that your foot is in compared to the ground. When you are striking, sometimes you get a bit of lateral or medial motion. It's not too much the case with this shoe, which I think is a really good thing. And that also goes to show how good the fit is in this shoe. I was really surprised that it also could pick up the pace very nicely. So not just cushioned, not just bouncy at slower paces, but also capable and I wouldn't say agile, but capable at faster paces. That's really the magic of Nitro foam, I think. No matter the heaviness, no matter the weight, no matter the stack height of a product, Nitro foam is really one of the most responsive foams on the market. Again, this shoe picks up the pace really nicely, which I did not expect. I ran almost 70K in this shoe in a bit more than a week, which is also a very good sign because it means that I used it quite a fair bit in the past 9 days in my rotation. I do genuinely enjoy this shoe. I feel like it's a good mix between a Super Blast. It's a bit more bouncy, a bit softer than a Super Blast. It's much more stable, much more comfortable in terms of upper and fit compared to an Invincible, not as dangerous, and much more capable at faster paces. It's also more enjoyable than a Bondi, more enjoyable than a Kinvara Pro. I think it's a good comparator to the Super Blast. The Super Blast feels probably more agile, is much lighter, and that plays also a huge role in the comparison. The Super Blast is just more suited for faster paces if you wish to run faster for a longer period of time. If you just want to go out cruising for your long run and pick up the pace at the end, the MagMax can do it. If you want to go at a more sustained pace, keep that sustained pace for the whole long run or run that you have, then it probably would be the Super Blast. But that's probably the only shoe that the MagMax really compares against. The Skyward X, I think, is not really in that ballpark, simply because it's less of a capable shoe when it comes to faster paces. It has those stiffening elements with the carbon inserts in the midsole, so I feel like it's not really comparing apples to apples, and I would probably pick the MagMax over the Skyward X. However, again, this shoe is more capable, can pick up the pace like the Super Blast, whereas the Skyward X for me is more of an easy recovery type of shoe. Capable, very pleasant, I like it, but different to this animal here. Outsole Puma grip, maybe a tiny bit less grippy and less traction provided by this outsole compared to what Puma grip usually does. Still one of the best, but I felt it slightly less grippy than in the past. Maybe Puma had to reduce a bit the thickness of that outsole and tweak a bit the compound to make the shoe lighter than it would have been with traditional Puma grip, I don't know. As you can see, very, very wide platform. If you have stability issues, you can go for this shoe. I think it's a very interesting option on the market. I would not be surprised if this landed in my top 10, maybe even top 5 for the year, which again, I think says quite a bit. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm always very happy to answer. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy your run today, enjoy your ride, and go beyond your limits. I'll see you in the next one.